Welcome to Amateur Redneck Workshop. I'm Harold, and today I'm going to do something as sort of an experiment. I've got a video from way back when I got the channel started, and now that YouTube or Google or whoever has got this new software to check and see if, no wonder I couldn't see, is to check and see if your channel meets all their advertiser guidelines and such. Well, that particular video got marked as not monetizable. Of course, it's not a big deal. In the 2 and some odd years since I started the channel, it only had 175 views anyway. But I thought, well, I will sort of change the appearance and the name and still add the same content and just see if their algorithm runs through and flags this one as a bad thing. And it's actually, I don't know how it was that it didn't meet their advertiser guidelines, because lots of other stuff does doing the same thing. But anyway, it's about silhouette shooting out at PSC, and it shows shooting the chickens and I think the rams probably is. It didn't show even the whole course, you know. And in case you don't know what silhouette shooting's about, they make these little metal silhouettes, like a cutout that looks like a chicken, and you get 10 of those to shoot at, and they'll line up 20 of them so that one guy can shoot the left side and one guy can shoot the right side, you know, the 10. And then the next, that's at 40 yards. The little chickens are about, I guess, 6 inches tall, 5 or 6. And then they make the pigs, and they're about a foot tall, and they're out at 50 yards. And, you know, it's all still. And then they make turkeys, and they're out at 75 yards. And at 100 yards, they've got rams. And the rules are that you get 10 shots, and you've got 10 of these things to knock over. And if you take the first shot at the first one and you miss, then you got to move on to the second one. You can't shoot twice at the same target. And then when you get through, you add up how many you got, and that's your score. 40 points being the maximum, because you only got 4 different animals to shoot from. And what they do is they have 2 guys do the chickens, and 2 guys do the pigs, and 2 guys do the turkeys, and another 2 on the rams. So they have all those 8 guys shooting at one time. And if there's, you know, if there's another 8 guys, well, then they resend everything, and then the next 8 guys. So I think this video just shows shooting the chickens and the rams. And it's not very good and all, but it's an experiment to see if it gets flagged again, because I'll have this front end on it and the joke on the back end, and it won't look the same. Just experiment, you know. And if you don't want to watch it, you can skip on ahead to the joke on the other end, you know. One of my viewers, Leo Geisel, I guess, he's in the Netherlands, and I can't pronounce his name, but I tried running it through a couple of websites, and I still couldn't pronounce it, because they would write it out, but they didn't say it for me, you know. Anyway, he's cast some made some steam engine castings, and he apparently has watched the video where I made these lead fly wheels. These are Mr. Pete type fly wheels. I watched Mr. Pete make them, and so I made them on the lathe. He made his on the mill, but I didn't have a way to do that at the time, so I just made my molds on the lathe, and I cast a few of these things. This is the little holder to hold the fly wheel for when you machine it. And I'm going to let Leo make his own. But anyway, he's mailing me some castings, and I'm mailing him some 2 or 3 fly wheels, and we'll see how that works out. And I didn't promise him that I was going to make a steam engine, and I'm not promising you guys that either, because I started one way back there, and everything specified was the size of something that I couldn't find anyplace. And I decided, I got frustrated, and I had to buy $100 worth of tiny little taps and such crud, and I discovered I really wasn't into it anyway, so I stopped right halfway in the middle of the job. The parts are still in a pile over there. But anyway, let's let's go to get on with our experimental video here. And I'll put a link to Leo's channel down in the doobly-doo down there in the bottom. Alright, let's get on with it. Tomorrow, shoot silhouettes with this little bugger right here. A Navy revolver, black powder. I probably won't hit anything.
Is line prepared? Alrighty. Shooters to the line. Ready. Fire. I should have hit that. Looked like it was going to go up right, but it didn't. Fire! It's around 100 degrees. Going to the left because of that wind.
Got him.
Mine does that too.
All right.
4 or 5 times and something. Look at
I should have hit that. I should have hit that.
little high. Got him.
Oh, I should have got that. Yeah, that was a poor performance, but let's see here. That is really good, isn't it? Well, you're like that. I took that I don't know how they, I guess they did, they wouldn't be hard. People down there taking that truck. They all one guy hit that thug right over there. Oh, they did. Ceasefire! Ceasefire! Make the line safe. Line safe on the left. Line safe on the right. Line is safe. Set target. Wow.
Oldie decided to take a little trip, you know, and he wanted to go to Fargo. So he called the airline there, and he asked the clerk, he says, how long does it take to fly from Minneapolis to Fargo? Clerk's kind of busy, and he says, just a minute. And Oldie says, well, if it's got to be that fast, he says, I think I'll just take the bus. Well, that's all, folks. Y'all try to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Leave a comment if you got something to say. And above all, remember, keep on keeping on. Bye now.